I've been doing e-commerce for over 8 years, and it used to be that finding a good manufacturer, a good supplier that you could trust was really hard. But Alibaba.com has made it really easy. And I used Alibaba.com to buy my display boxes for Performance Nut Butter, and I even used Alibaba.com to find manufacturers for Amazon companies I've helped to start, like Vino cards and cocktail cards. And Alibaba.com makes the entire experience extremely easy to find and work with manufacturers. In fact, their motto is, sweat less, sell more, that's business. But there are 7 secrets that I'm gonna share with you on how to get the best prices and work with the best manufacturers, including how to find the best manufacturers, how to negotiate with them so that you get the best possible price, and a bunch of other secrets that I'm gonna share with you in just a minute. And make sure to hit the like button because I'm gonna share with you some tips that are guaranteed to not only save you money, but to make this entire experience a lot easier. So hit the like button and let's start with number 1. How do you actually use Alibaba.com to find the best manufacturers and the best suppliers? And the first thing you're gonna do is go to Alibaba.com and you'll see that it's basically a search engine for different manufacturers that you could potentially work with. So you have 2 different options here. Either you can type in the kind of product that you're looking to purchase in bulk, or you can search by supplier. And I actually recommend searching by supplier because what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you to see all the different manufacturing companies that can make this product rather than all the similar products. For instance, if you're trying to create a set of flashcards and you typed in flashcards under products, it will show you all the different products that are available for sale on Alibaba.com. But if instead you change that to suppliers, it'll show you all the different suppliers that are capable of making flashcards. And when you're searching, you're gonna wanna make sure that the supplier has trade assurance and that they're verified. Trade assurance basically means that Alibaba.com is going to hold some of the money when you send that supplier your payment. And this is going to assure that you're protected when you send money to these companies. And suppliers that are verified basically means that a third-party inspection company went to that manufacturer's warehouse, their facility, and verified that they're a legitimate company. The next thing you're gonna wanna do when looking through the different suppliers that you might wanna work with is see how many years they've been in business, how many years they've been on Alibaba.com. And generally speaking, I like to work with suppliers that have at least 3 years worth of experience because that means they have a track record of successfully working with buyers like you. You're also gonna wanna look at what are the main products that they sell and they specialize in. For instance, if I was looking to get flashcards manufactured, I would want to make sure that the company that I'm buying this from specializes in that category. You can also look at the total revenue of the supplier that you're going to be working with. Now keep in mind, if they have a really high revenue number, that probably means that they're very professional, but it probably means that they're also less likely to customize your product. They probably have higher minimum order quantities and things like that. You can also see how many transactions they've done in the last 3 months. This will give you an idea of how active they are, as well as what are the top markets they're working with. For instance, if North America is one of the markets that they're consistently working with, they probably have some really good English speakers, and it's gonna make communication a lot easier. But once you figured out which suppliers you wanna work with, it's time to figure out what the price is gonna be. And I'm gonna give you some secrets to negotiation. And the biggest secret to properly negotiating is to work with multiple different companies. You're gonna basically pit these different suppliers against each other. So make a list of the top suppliers you wanna work with and contact them. And the message you send to these suppliers, make sure to look professional. Of course, you should spell check your message, but on top of that, one thing you can do is add to your signature the title that you have within the company. Now that could be CEO, but really, if you're a really large company and you're trying to pretend like you're a large company, maybe COO or executive assistant or purchasing manager or something like that might even make your company look bigger. Now, I'm not saying that you should lie to these suppliers, but if you're a small business, you are the CEO, but you're also the COO and all these other different positions. Another tip is not to ask what the MOQ is too early. And MOQ stands for minimum order quantity. Most people that are new to buying things from overseas are usually going to want to buy the minimum order quantity. But if you ask this right away, it's going to be a red flag for the manufacturer that you're a small business and they may not want to work with you. But a better question to ask them instead would be, what is your pricing on 5,000 units, 10,000 units, and 20,000 units? Then later in the conversation, you can always ask them, you know what, we want to do a test run of this product first. What is your minimum order quantity? This makes it so the supplier realizes that in the future, you're going to want to do larger orders, but you're doing the smart thing by testing the product first. Now, before you commit to any one supplier, you're going to want to get samples from all the different suppliers, because one of the suppliers may be a lot cheaper than the others, but the quality could also be a lot less. Now, another tip is to use the different quotes from these different suppliers against each other. You can tell supplier B, for instance, hey, we really like your quality, we really want to work with you, but supplier A over here is willing to do it for this price. Can you match their price? But always make sure to get samples, and generally speaking, they will give you the sample for free. You're going to have to pay for shipping. But it depends on how customized your product is. For instance, with cocktail cards, we ended up ordering a sample and it cost us $300 for a printed sample. Or they would have given us a dummy sample, which is basically just a white box with the dimensions for free. We opted to do the printed sample for $300 because we wanted to see exactly how everything would line up. Secret number 4 is to get in on the deals. And right now is Super September, and that means really huge discounts with Alibaba.com. And this is one of Alibaba.com's twice a year promotional periods where you can save a lot of money, and this allows business buyers and sellers to stock up on products before the holiday season. You can also try out new services for Alibaba.com's platform at the lowest prices that they are all year. And this year, this includes newly discounted rates on some of their drop shipping and DDP services. And they offer door-to-door services with fixed prices, which basically means no hidden fees. Step 5 is to place the order, and I highly recommend paying using Alipay. This allows you to send payment to the manufacturers in a very secured way. But if you don't want to use Alipay for any reason, there's a lot of other options. You can always send a wire from your bank account to the manufacturer. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to be sending payment, whether you're using Alipay, Wire, PayPal, credit card, or any of these different options, you should, generally speaking, only pay about 30% of a down payment. Then, once the manufacturer has actually completed the production run, that leads us to secret number 6. Always inspect your products. You can hire an inspector using Alibaba.com's services for about $100 to go over and inspect your finished goods to make sure that they're high quality. And they're going to give you a detailed report showing you exactly if there's any issues, what the issues are. They're going to take pictures of your product from multiple different dimensions. And you can even ask if there's certain custom questions that you have. You can ask them any kind of questions that you might have, and they'll check on that specific issue. Then once you've had the product inspected and it's good, you can send the remaining 70% of the payment. Then it's time to figure out how you're going to get these products from the supplier, your manufacturer, to the United States, to an Amazon warehouse, to wherever you're sending it to. And again, Alibaba.com has a service for this. They have an entire logistics department, and you can choose between air shipping or sea shipping. Now, air shipping is going to be a lot faster, but it's also going to be a lot more expensive. On the flip side, sea shipping is going to take a really long time, but generally speaking, it's going to be the cheaper of the options. Now, depending on the size and the weight of your product, a lot of times I like to start with air shipping, but once you're used to working with the manufacturer, you can quickly switch over to sea shipping. So check out Alibaba.com. And remember, Alibaba.com's motto is spend less, sell more. That's business with Alibaba.com.